Welcome into LAFC Weekly, presented by Carmax. Hi everybody, I am Max Bretos. This is the show that gets you up close and personal to all things black and gold. The start of the new season. It's always a memorable time because there is hope everywhere, and certainly that would apply for LAFC as they started the 2024 season at home against the Seattle Sounders. There are 34 MLS games through a campaign, but there's only one game where you can make a first impression. Spoiler alert, LAFC beat the Sounders. Let's look back behind the Crest as LAFC is back.
It's over! The Columbus Crew, 2023 MLS Cup champions!
Look, I think sometime after that final gives you a bit more chance to reflect after the sting of the immediate sting of defeat subsides a little bit. I can't say it's completely gone, but I think it does give you time to pause and reflect and think about the year and just the trajectory of the club. Having time to step back, take a bit more of a bird's eye view, acknowledge the disappointment of making the final in MLS Cup, making the final in Champions League for the second time, and not getting that trophy last year. Taking that time to think, like, what does that mean? Are we disappointed we didn't win? Absolutely. Does that mean that the year was as a whole was a disappointment? I don't think so. Certainly there are different ways of looking at it. What you've seen historically in MLS is when teams do what we do and go for it on all fronts, you suffer, one or the other. And I think the fact that we were able to make two finals, despite not winning them, which is our ultimate goal, does say a lot about this group. I think the fact that after that disappointing loss in Champions League, to recover and win the West again and get to within a game of repeating as a champion, where all of a sudden one game goes differently, we're talking about us in a totally different light. I need to be able to understand what is noise and what is the reality. And I think what is the reality of this club is looking back at what LAFC is and what it will continue to be, and the success we've had. And I think the disappointment can cloud that in the short term. But I think if you look back, we are incredibly proud of what this club has done on the pitch, off the pitch. And that's not to say we are going to be complacent with what we've done in the past. It's to say we're going to continue. And I think, come the end of February, we're firing against Seattle, and we don't take off years here. We go for it every single year. That is the expectation of LAFC, and those expectations have not changed, nor will they change.
Here we go.
Just so you understand, preseason, guys, is going to go by really fast. We don't have a lot of time. Last season, we had 34 training sessions to get ready for our first match. This year, we have 21. Not a lot of time. We have to cover a lot of ground.
I look like a bag of money I'm on. They wanna know what I'm on. Diamonds dancing on my neck. That is the vibe I'm on. Way too lit. Who gon' check? You can tell me none. Boss mode in effect and my money long.
Franchement, je me sens super bien. Voilà, j'ai hâte de commencer la saison, de commencer aussi le stage et de retrouver vraiment toute l'équipe à son niveau. Je me sens j'ai hâte de retrouver le stadium.
Good effort from everybody. Okay, we're quite happy with the effort. Some really good football. Yeah, I think you can see we're moving along nicely. We are on track where we need to be right now. That's very good. Last thing is final product, final third. I think we could have scored 6 or 7 goals today. I think that's the next step for us, which we'll focus on next week.
opening day is the official start of putting the past season behind you. There's still a lot that you think about from the last season. Opening day, when you get in and you see the new faces and you get the boys back together, it's just a fresh page.
Pues muchas ganas. Estoy expectante de ver cómo reaccionará la afición. No dudo en cómo nos van a recibir, ni mucho menos, porque eso depende de quién son ellos, no de lo que somos nosotros como equipo. Ellos son la mejor afición de esta liga.
Yo creo que es algo muy emocionante para poder volver a ponerme esta camisa, para volver a sentir ese cariño.
Pienso que muchas emociones juntas, sentir y ver todo lo que se vive en el estadio y salir a ganar como siempre desde el primer día que nació este equipo, todo el mundo quiere hacer, que es ganar.
The best way to celebrate this day will be a good win against Seattle.
Coming up on LAFC Weekly, presented by Carmax, we relive John McCarthy's most iconic moment with LAFC. LAFC Weekly is presented by Carmax, official used car retailer of LAFC, by BMO, official bank of LAFC, and by Pacific Office Automation. We have your office game plan. Welcome back to LAFC Weekly, presented by Carmax. John McCarthy joined LAFC ahead of the 2022 season. The club had just signed Maxime Crepeau, so he knew essentially he was coming to be the backup, a job that he was happy to perform. What he wasn't ready for, what would happen later that year at MLS Cup, where he would become the unlikeliest MLS Cup MVP ever. You see, John started one MLS game that season, and then played 3 minutes of MLS Cup when he came in for the injured Maxime Crepeau before facing the penalty shootout. The rest, as they say, is history. John McCarthy is this week's Call Jacob iconic player.
I just saw his face, and I think we both saw each other's emotions. That's the play of the game for me.
Entering the match, number 77, John McCarthy.
Saved! Have a day, John McCarthy.
Far side, it falls. McCarthy off his line.
Still Messi. Somehow finds Gomez. Back to Messi. Oh, John McCarthy. Massive save to keep it at 1-0.
Wolfsrecht that closes a whirling ball from the back.
Leo Chu. Rui Diaz. Big save. John McCarthy. Vargas clipping it in. Rui Diaz. Oh, McCarthy again was there.
Maldonado. Cordova all the way through. Massive save, McCarthy.
And the shot has to be denied just seconds into the match.
Coming up on LAFC Weekly, presented by Carmax. LAFC defender Sergi Palencia takes us inside his journey to the black and gold. Welcome back to LAFC Weekly, presented by Carmax. The black and gold has a rich tradition when it comes to fullbacks, starting at the top. Steve Cherundolo, the head coach, was an incredible right back for the U.S. men's national team. Going back to the days of Stephen Beitashour and Jordan Harvey, Chiqui Palacios, the great Ryan Hollingshead, and even Eddie Segura played some out wide. Sergi Palencia looking to continue that tradition, the Catalan defender, bolstered by his time with the Barcelona system, looks to continue that with his incredible play, his craftiness, already played some major games, and he's also just a very nice dude. Sergi Palencia is this week's player profile, presented by Rockstar Energy Drink.
Hola, soy Sergi Palencia, defensa del LAFC. Y soy de Barcelona. Mi carrera profesional la empecé en el Barcelona, en segunda división, en el Barcelona B, en el segundo equipo. Cuando tenía 18 años, fue una temporada complicada, pero tuve la oportunidad de debutar y pues ya jugué 3 años en el mismo equipo, en el Barcelona B. Tuve la posibilidad de hacer pretemporada y jugar algún partido con el primer equipo, experiencia de la que no me olvidaré nunca. Después de ahí me fui cedido a Francia, al Girondins de Burdeos, después traspasado al Saint-Étienne, de ahí también otra vez a España, al Leganés y ahora aquí. Han sido una ruta con bastantes etapas y bastantes países diferentes, pero una ruta enriquecedora de la que me siento muy orgulloso y de la que estoy muy contento de poder estar continuando aquí en Los Ángeles. Pues desde el primer momento la experiencia aquí en Los Ángeles ha sido espectacular. Fue muy fácil el adaptarme aquí y disfrutar de la temporada que tuvimos el año pasado. Prefiero valorar que llegamos a muchísimas finales, que competimos por todo, que jugamos más de 50 partidos, que no es fácil, que tuvimos a toda la gente sana para la final de la MLS Cup, pero con muchas ganas también de superarnos este año y de seguir llevando a LAFC donde se merece, que es siempre a lo más alto y donde queremos aspirar y queremos mirar. Mi estilo de juego lo describiría como intensidad, concentración y compromiso. Durante los años cada uno pues intenta mejorar lo que sabe que es un poco más su debilidad. Pues mi objetivo siempre ha sido ese, intentando convertirme en el jugador más completo posible, poner el estilo de LAFC en el campo y ser superiores siempre al rival. Sin duda uno de los momentos favoritos de mi carrera, y yo creo que también fue uno de los que marcó mi carrera, fue cuando logramos ascender a segunda división con el Barcelona B. Eso fue un momento muy importante para mi futuro y para el futuro de mis compañeros, porque eso te lleva a jugar contra grandes rivales en los que puedes crecer mucho, y ese fue un gran momento con el que yo me quedaría. Siempre a cualquier jugador le gusta jugar contra sus ídolos o contra personas que siempre ha tenido como referentes, y la verdad que ese partido contra Jordi Alba fue muy especial. Ya lo conocía. Una de las razones por las que también lo tengo como referente es por su comportamiento como persona. Cuando yo subía a entrenar con el primer equipo, él siempre, tanto él como Busi, como Leo, como todos los que están, como Luis Suárez ahora que están allá, no solo son grandes jugadores, sino también grandes compañeros, y yo la verdad que el trato que he tenido con ellos cuando he tenido la oportunidad fue excelente. Pues la ciudad aquí es fantástica. El sol, la temperatura. Cuando he estado en ciudades que han sido buenas, pero el clima no acompaña tanto, siempre estás un poco más limitado y no te apetece tanto hacer ciertas cosas, pero aquí eso es totalmente diferente, y disfrutar del buen tiempo, de la playa, de zonas más de ciudad. Me aficioné a la NFL y la verdad que es una cosa de las que más me ha impresionado. Intentar acudir a partidos de básquet, a partidos de fútbol americano, a partidos de hockey, a todas diferentes variedades de deportes que aquí tenemos. Sobre todo comer también es una de mis grandes pasiones. Como deportista hay que ir controlando. Yo creo que esta ciudad te da un poquito todo lo que yo busco como para los hobbies que yo tengo.
Coming up on LAFC Weekly, presented by Carmax, we relive every penalty kick from the 2022 MLS Cup final. LAFC Weekly is presented by Carmax, official used car retailer of LAFC, by BMO, official bank of LAFC, and by Auto Collision Group, official auto collision center of LAFC. Welcome back to LAFC Weekly, presented by Carmax. We are going to end with a bang this week. Prepare to have your emotions moved as we look back at the 2022 MLS Cup penalty shootout. We all remember where we were that day, whether you were in the stadium or you were at home with your family and friends on the edge of your seat. Some incredible footage here as the penalty shootout secured that first MLS Cup. A couple things to keep an eye out here. Watch how the team comforted Christian Teo after he missed the first penalty, and also the intensity on that sideline from head coach Steve Cherundolo. Prepare to get all the feels again. The 2022 MLS Cup penalty shootout is this week's Classic Club moment, presented by Remitly. How about that? One of the better shows, huh? Chock full of goodness and great memories. But that's all the time we have for this week. Make sure you join us next week on LAFC Weekly. Until we meet again, this is Max saying, let's go, black and gold.